In today's lecture, we'll discuss about the BCD ripple counter. A BCD ripple counter follows a sequence of 10 states and return to 0 after the count of 9. Such a counter must have at least 4 flip-flops to represent each decimal digit, since a decimal digit is represented by a binary code with at least 4 bits. So here we will see that in BCD counter the total states will be 10 only, so we can count it from its binary equivalent will be from 0000 to 1001. Now here next thing is how many flip-flop we'll use. So here we will be using 4 flip-flop. Now as we have seen previously the concept of clear and preset, here we can see that we are using your clear. When your clear pin will be 0, then it will be the output at Q will be reset, while when your preset is 0, then the output at Q will be 1, so it will be in set condition. Now here you can see that we are using an active low pin because a bubble is inserted over here. Now coming on to the functioning, to the logic diagram, we are drawing a 4-bit triple counter. Here we have been used 4 flip-flops, so we have named it as A, B, C and D. Now see, the inputs of the flip-flop is represented by first flip-flop, that is JA, KA, and the output is QA and QA bar. Similarly, we have represented for the second flip-flop, third and the fourth one. Now see, here we have been given the preset pin to all the flip-flops. Along with that, we have given the clear pins. Now here we can see, here we are using asynchronous ripple counter. It is a ripple counter, so the output of the first clock will work as a clock pulse to the second flip-flop. Similarly up to so on. Now here see, we'll see the table over here. Now see, we have been given the inputs, output of the flip-flop QA, QB, QC and QD and the clear pin. Now see, we have been using till 10, that means 2 to the power 4 flip-flop we are using, that means the total possible outcomes will be 16 only. So we have designated from 0 to 15. Now here we have written all the possible outcomes, that is 000, 000, 001 up to 111. Clear? Now here till 9 it will count, because we are drawing the BCD ripple counter, so it will be counting till 9. As soon as the 10th binary equivalent, that is 1010 will appear, it will clear the pin. So it get cleared at the 10th pin, that is the binary equivalent of 10 is 1010. So what we have done, we have put a NAND gate, we have applied a NAND gate having the input as QA, QB, QC and QD 1010. Now we know that QA will directly go, that is 1. For 0 we will be using an inverter gate. After then for QC it will be directly going to the NAND gate input, and for QD we are using an inverter gate. Now we know that the NAND gate output is always 0. So to reset the clear pin at 1010, when the equivalent 1010 will appear, all the clear pin will start functioning and it get reset. All the flip-flop, the stored data will get reset. So this is how we draw the BCD counter. Now if we talk about the timing diagram, here we can see that it has been given, we have been using 15 clock pulses. So here we have drawn the clock pulses. Now we are using a negative edge triggered flip-flop, so the arrow is downward side. Now here similarly if we draw for QA, initially it will be 0 until and unless we won't receive a negative clock pulse, and up to so on. For QB, the output QA will act as an output for QB. So here we can see that for QB, as soon as it will be initially 0 as soon as the negative edge pulse occurs, and after that it inverts its state. Similarly we will be drawing it for QC and QD, but at QD we'll see we have used a clear pin, that is a downward pin, because we are using active low condition. So here when we will receive the 10th clock pulse, that is the binary equivalent of 1010, at that point it get reset and the clear gets 0. because we have seen that at equivalent 1010 your clear pins will get reset and your data stored will be cleared by your clear pin. So this was all about the BCD ripple count. Thank you.